Hello, everyone. Listen. So the Holy Spirit allowed for me to come on to share this testimony with you. On yesterday, He led me to come on and share about trusting God in unfamiliar places, right? And then today, He led for me to come on to share about receiving God's favor in unfamiliar places, right? Receiving His favor when you walk in obedience to where God is leading you, okay? So this morning, the Holy Spirit led for me to go to Home Depot after I left my fitness class, okay? Because it's time for us to change our filter in our refrigerator. It was coming up on the 6-month mark, and every 6 months you have to change the filter. So last week, I was led to start looking for the filters and just pricing around. So I went to various sites, pricing them even to the company that makes the refrigerator. And so I said, okay, I'll just go to one of the local Lowe's or Home Depots that's by me eventually so I can get this filter because it's needed. So this morning I got up, the Holy Spirit led for me after class to go to Home Depot. And I was trying to figure out why Home Depot, but I said, okay. I also needed some detergent because I finished the laundry detergent before going to class. And so after class, there was a Home Depot. Now, I could have said, no, I'll just go to a store that's closer to the house, but I was obedient by going to this unfamiliar place. Why? Because I normally don't shop. That's not one of the places that I go to. It's not one of my regular stores, but the Holy Spirit was leading me there. So while inside the store, of course, found the detergent, but the Holy Spirit dropped in me to look for the filter for the refrigerator. Now, mind you, I shared on Friday or Thursday, could have been Thursday or Friday, I was searching up and pricing them, right? Because I said, oh, forget it. I'm just going to have to get one of these filters at one of these local stores. So while in Home Depot, the Holy Spirit led for me to look for this filter because I was there. Samaria was going for her what? Her detergent. But the Holy Spirit also dropped to me to look for that filter while I was here. A worker, she was kind enough to walk me over to the aisle to where they were. And when I saw it, the price was way lower than what I had anticipated, right? So it was a worker over the area, and I asked him, is this the correct price? And so he checked it. At first something came up in the system, and then when he checked again, he said yes, it was on sale, right? And he shared the sales price. It was correct. So when I was there, I said, wow, I'm gonna just grab 2 of them. He said, yeah, because they're pretty expensive. And in that moment, I was so grateful to God, because even though I went to that unfamiliar place, to me, it's something place that I normally don't shop, it was like I could have said, no, I'll go to a store that's closer to the house, a place that's familiar to Samaria. However, the Holy Spirit led for me to go here. And in doing so, and in stepping out in faith, and in trusting God, and walking in the obedience to where the Holy Spirit was leading me, He blessed me with what I stood in need of for my family, for our home, right? So I came on to encourage you that no matter where the Holy Spirit is leading you, I encourage you to walk in obedience to it. Because in your obedience, there's a blessing, there's a need that's going to be met on the other side. You don't know what what He has planned for you. All you know is that He has something great on the other side, because He's a loving Father and He supplies our needs. So when you walk in obedience, when you step out of your comfort zone and go to that unfamiliar place as the Holy Spirit is leading you, on the other side is the breakthrough. On the other side is what you stand in need of. By me going out of my comfort zone, being obedient to the Holy Spirit, God walked me right into what we stood in need of, right? And He blessed me, and it was on sale. So not only did He lead me there, but He blessed me out of the obedience because it was on sale. I didn't know it was on sale. I was just going there looking for one thing, but God in turn blessed me with another. So I want to encourage you today that once again, wherever the Holy Spirit is leading you, it may be unfamiliar to you, but God knows what He's doing, right? Because He orders our steps. He guides us along right paths for His name's sake. So wherever He's leading you today, I encourage you, just walk in obedience. God has something on the other side that He wants to reveal, that He wants to manifest, that He wants to answer that prayer. It could be on the other side of that where God is leading you. So I encourage you, get out of your comfort zone, be obedient to the leading of the Holy Spirit, and watch what God do. All right? Have an amazing day.